Hello everyone, welcome to Unshackling Sudokus and Puzzles. I'm Kishore and I'm here to solve a quadruple Sudoku created by Jimmy Plus. This Sudoku has been taken from the CTC Discord server and the title of the Sudoku really attracted me, Attack of the Quads. And the theme is also really nice, as you can see all over the grid. It has a pretty uniform layout. So I thought of giving this Sudoku a live solve. The link to attempt this Sudoku is in the description of the video. Please do give it a try yourself and come back and watch the video. And please do remember to hit the subscribe button and subscribe to the channel. We'd really appreciate if you subscribe to the channel. So I will just move on to the rules of the Sudoku. Classic rules apply. Each row, each column, and 3x3 box in the grid has digits from 1 to 9 without any repetitions. In addition to that, the digits in the small circles that you see must be present in the four surrounding cells. So for example, if you consider this 2-6 clue, 2 and 6 must be present exactly once in these four cells. And let's say for explaining sake, we'll consider this clue because it's spread across 4 boxes. 1 and 2 must be present exactly once in these 4 cells. So these are the rules. Seems to be a really interesting Sudoku. Let's solve it now. Okay, the first thing that I see, there is 3 and a 4 here, and 4 and 5 here. So what we can say here is 4 cannot be in any of these cells in row 3. So 4 would have to be present in these cells. But 4 is encompassed in these 4 cells, so which means 4 has to be here. And the same thing can be said of the 3s. 3 is in these 4 cells and 3 is in these 4 cells. So 3 cannot go here. So which means 3 has to be here. Okay, so what do we do now? So I'm looking at this box now. So I don't think we can deduce anything there yet. However, look at this 1-2 clue. 1 and 2 cannot go in this cell because they are going to be in these 6 cells. And 2 cannot be here because 2 is here. And which means that the 2 for this cell must be either here or here. Okay, not a really useful deduction, but it's at least something. And look at this box, box 8, the 2 must go here because it's common to both this clue and this clue. And which means that the 2 for this clue has to go here. And using that information with this, that the 2 is in these 4 cells, which means that the 2 for this row has to be in these 3 cells. So it has to go here because you have a 2 here. And you also have a 2 in these 4 cells, which means for column 7, 2 has to be either in this cell or this cell. It seems to be a really interesting construction. I'm already enjoying the Sudoku. So where does the 4-5 in row 9 go? 4-5 is distributed here. And 4-5 in box 9 is also distributed in these 6 cells. So which means for row 9, 4 and 5 would have to go here. Okay. So look where the 7 goes in row 1. 7 is in these 4 cells. 7 is in these 4 cells, which means for row 1, 7 is going here. But as you can see, 7 is in these 4 cells and again 7 is in these 4 cells, which removes the 7 from here. So 7 goes here. So we got our second digit. Very interesting, really. What do we do next? Okay, 8 is in these 4 cells and 8 is in these 4 cells, so 8 goes here. And I'm just seeing the 8s here. That gives me an 8 in these 4 cells, which I'm not going to use for now. 8 in these 3 cells, I mean. Okay, there is a 1 in these 4 cells and 1 in these 4 cells, which means there is no 1 here. So 1 goes here. And similarly, 3 in these 4 cells, 3 in these 4 cells, so 3 goes here. You can't have a 3 here. Okay, something we can do is look what goes in these 4 cells. That is because we have 8 different digits as given here. So this cell can only contain 1, 2, or 5 because 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, and 9 are eliminated. And similarly, this can only be 3, 4, and 5. This can only be 5, 6, and 7. This can only be 5, 8, and 9. So I know the grid already looks to be in a mess, but please bear with me. We'll soon tidy up the pencil marks. Okay, there is a 4 in these 3 cells, 4 in these 4 cells, which means the 4 goes here. That gives a 4 here. Okay, 6 in these 3 cells, 6 in these 4 cells, so 6 goes here. It's beginning to look really messy. Okay, the 7 in column 4 and column 5 are in these 2 by 2 boxes, which means that the 7 in column 4 must go here. It seems to be a tough Sudoku, but a really enjoyable one. I'm not sure where we need to look for next. Okay, the 4 in column 7 and 8 are confined to these 2 by 2 areas, which means that the 4 goes here. Still nothing much, not substantially very good here. Okay, look at these clues 8, 9, and 8, 9. This is clear to us that 8, 9 cannot go into these 6 cells, which means 8, 9 must be here. And this is really beautiful. We know that these 3 cells take 4 and 5, out of which at least one of these cells must be a 4 or a 5 because you can't dump both the 4 and 5 here. So 4 and 5 has to be in one of these 2 cells. And we already know the contents of the remaining 2 cells, which are 8 and 9. So which means that nothing can go here except 4, 5, 8, and 9. And the 3 for this clue, let me replace that. This must be 8, 9. This must be 4, 5, 8, 9. And this must be 4, 5, 8, and 9. Nothing can go there except those. And which means the 3 for this clue has to go here, which pushes the 7 here and the 6 here. Fantastic, really. And the 3 for this clue now goes here, and that removes the 3 from here. So we already started the tidying up process now. Very good. So the 1 goes here for this clue. Okay, we know that this cell now must be a 4 or a 5 because you can't have both the 4 and 5 here, and that would not leave enough space for both the 8 and the 9 in these 3 cells. So this must be either 4 or 5, which removes the 1 from there. So 1 goes here. I'll also remove the corners. Okay, the 6 for this area has to be here because of this 6, and that gives us a 4-6 pair here. This is really good. I'm removing that and converting it into a center candidate. Okay, Now where does the 1 for this clue go? It cannot go here, and it cannot be here because of this clue, so 1 goes here. And remember that 2 was either here or here for this clue, so 2 goes here. And now 1 in row 8 has to be in these 3 cells. I do not want to mess it up further, but let's just remember that. Okay. The 3 for this clue can't be in these 2 cells, cannot be here because of this 3. So which means that the 3 has to be here. And that gives a 3 here, which in turn gives a 3 here. Really nice. Nice sequence of deductions. I wish there was some way wherein we can color these circles to give us an idea that those clues are spent and we don't need to use time on them. Okay, so where do I look at now? Okay, the 4 for this clue cannot be here because of this 4-6 pair, so 4 goes here. So this clue is also used, and the 4 for this clue now has to go here. And that resolves this. So this is 4, this is 6. Okay, look at this cell. It may be useful to center mark this cell. It cannot be 3, 4, 5. It cannot be 8 and 9. It cannot be 6. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 and 9. So this is 1, 2 or a 7. And 1 is also ruled out. So this is 2 or 7. Okay, there is a 1 in these 4 cells, 1 in these 4 cells, which means for column 3, 1 has to go here. 1 cannot be here, so that gives a 1 here. That's a 1, which gives me a 6 in here. And that gives me a 6 for this clue, so this would be a 6. And that resolves the 6 here, so this would be a 6. Okay, the 2 goes in here for this clue. Look at this cell. It cannot be 1, 3, 4. It cannot be 6 and 7. It cannot be 5 and 9. So this would be a 2 or an 8. I apologize if you guys are seeing something which I'm not seeing at all. I'm not able to see. Okay. In this box too, we have quads forming 8 different digits. So which means that this cell must be 4, 5, 6. You can't have 1, 2, 3, 9, 7, 8. This must be 3, 6, and 9. This must be 6, 7, and 8. Of course, 6 is not possible. So this can only be 7 or 8. And this must be 1 or a 2. That means 5 for this quad has to be in these 2 cells. So I'll just remember that. Okay, 4 for this domino, because of this 4 goes here. So I was missing something which was simple. Okay, look what goes here. Only 2, 5, 8 or 9 as far as this column is concerned. And you can't have a 2, you can't have an 8, so this must be a 5 or a 9. Wow, this is nice. So if you look at this row, and where does the 1 and 2 go? I was looking at this circle and suddenly I noticed that there are only 2 cells for the digits in this quad to go, and these 2 are those cells. This must be 1 and 2. Very well. So where do we go next? Okay, the 2 is in these two cells and 2 is in these 4 cells. So which means for column 7, I get my 2 here, which I could have marked ages ago. And that gives a 2 in here in column row 7. So 2 goes here. Okay, you have a 2 here. That gives my 2 here. A very nice construction, really. Okay, the 4 in box 7 goes here. These are not 4s. Okay, look at this cell. It cannot be 1, 2, 3, and 4. It cannot be 6. It cannot be 7. It cannot be 8. So this is 5 or a 9. And which means you have a pair now in column 3. 5, 9 pair. Which means this will be 2 or 8. And that gives a 5 for this quad into these two cells. And that removes the 5 from here, giving me a 5 here. Fantastic. So that gives a 9 here. This is not a 9. So 9 for this quad goes here. And 9 for this quad goes here. Okay, the 5 in box 1 goes here. You have a 5 here, so 5 goes here. And this would be 5, 7, 8 for row 3. We seem to have hit a roadblock now. Okay, this cell cannot be 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2. So it's 3, 8 or a 9. 3 is ruled out. So it's 8 and 9. And this would be 3, 8 and 9 for the row. Means 3 must be in one of these two cells. And you also have a 3 in this quad. So 3 goes in here. And because of this 3, you get a 3 here. Look at this cell. This has only two possibilities, 6 or a 9. Okay, not getting anything here. Let me give a deeper look. I'm seeing that the 7 for row 6 has to go here, but I'm not seeing a way by which I can combine the 7s along the columns. Okay, 8 is in these cells and 8 is in these 4 cells. So 8 goes here. Also removing the 8 from here. This is 3 or 9. Okay, 1 for this quad has to be here now, and that resolves this 1, 2 pair. So that is 1, that is 2. And that gives 2 for this quad, giving the 8 as well. And that resolves this 2, 8 pair. So this is 8, this is 2. Okay, the 8 in row 5 has to be here because of these 8s. It's kind of close now, but still there's something left in the Sudoku. Okay, I'm noticing that this is forming a pair. You can't have 2, 4, 6, 8 and 3. So only 1, 5, 7 and 9 can go here. And you can clearly see that 1 and 9 are restricted in these two rows. So this can only be 5 or a 7. But you can't have a 5 here, because if you do, this area doesn't take a 5. So that is 7, that is 5. So we have resolved this quad as well. So this cannot be 7 now. That 5-8 pair gives me a 7 here. And the 7 for this quad goes here now. This is not a 5. Okay, 5 here gives me a 4 here. And this 5 has to go here now, which means this would be an 8-9 pair. Oops. This is 8-9 and that is 8-9. This cannot be a 4, so that is a 3. And this is not 3, that's 6 and 9. This would be 8-9 for the row. Okay, the 9 in row 4 cannot go here because of this. So 9 has to be here. This would be 1 or a 6. Well, where do we go? Look. Okay, 7 is not here. 7 is not in row 4. 7 goes here. And that gives us 7 here. 5 is not in row 7, so 5 goes here. Fantastic Sudoku, guys. What a creation, really. 2, 3, 1, 5, 8, and 9. So we need 4, 6, and 7 for the row. This would be a 6 or a 7. This would be 4, 6, and 7. Of course, 7 cannot go here. So this is 4 and 6. Okay, look at this cell. This is a naked single. It cannot be 3, 4, 6, and 7. It cannot be 2, 5, 8. So this is 1 or a 9. And you also cannot have a 9 here because of this. So that's a 1. And now 1 is not here. That's 2, 5. So 1 goes here. 1 is not here. These 3 cells must be a 3, 8, 9. And you can't have 8 here. Can't have 3 here. Okay. For row 4, you must have 6 and 9 here, and this must be a 1, 6, and 9. Okay. So this is a 5, which means I resolve this. There was a 5, 8 pair here, which means this is okay. 8 can't be here, so 8 has to be here, and that becomes a 3, 9 pair. 3, 7, 8, 9, 2, 5, 6. So I can place the 1 and the 4 here. This becomes a 2, 9, and you can't have a 9 here. As we already deduced, this was only a okay, because you have a 9 here, you can't have 9 here. This is 2, that is 9. And 2 is in one of these cells, so 2 goes here. Okay, this becomes a 1, 5, 8. And you also have a 5 in here, so this is 1 or 8. Okay, 8 must be in these two cells, which means this is not 8. Okay, even towards the end, it's a little bit sticky. What am I missing? Maybe these diagonal clues is what we have to look at. I mean, everything is satisfied there. Look at this cell, this can only be 5, 6, and 9. The 7 in row 6, it can't go into these cells because you have 7 here, and which means it must be here, but 7 cannot be here, so that's a 7. This would be can be 3, 5, 6, or 9, can be anything. Okay, 9 is in these 4 cells and 9 is in these 4 cells, so which means this can't be a 9. This is 1 and 6, and that gives the 9 in row 4. 9 has to go here. The 4 for this quad cannot be here, so 4 goes here, and that removes the 4 from here, giving the 4 in these 2 cells. Okay, this can't be 6, so this is 1, 3, 5 for the box, and 1 is not here, that's 3, 5. Look at this cell, it cannot be 1, 2, 3, 4, 7 or a 9 or a 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 9, 6 or 8. Okay, 9 is going in these 2 cells, and that removes the 9 here, giving a 9 in these 2 cells. This has a really tight solve until the very end, I would say. Not giving one bit. Okay, 3 is in these 4 cells and 3 is in these 4 cells, so you can't have a 3 here. That's 1 and 5. So for now we are just squeezing elimination one by one. Hopefully we'll finish the Sudoku soon. Row column 4 must have been completed ages ago. Sorry for that, guys. 8 goes here, 9 goes here. It was a simple thing I missed. And row 7 now must be 6 or 7. This is 6 and 7. Okay, the 5 in column 9, if you look, can't go here. We have a 5 here, and which means it must be in these 3 cells. Can't be here, it can't be here. So 5 is here, and that pushes the 7 here, giving a 6 here, giving a 5 here, and very nice. Let me tidy up these. These must be a 7, 8, 9, and you can't have 9 here. You can't have 7 here. Let's look at this cell. This would be 6, 8, and 9. And this cell for the column is a naked single. So it can't be 1, 2, 4, 8. It cannot be 5 and 7. It has to be 3. You also can't have a 6 and 9. And that 3 gives me a 9 here, an 8 here, 7 here, 9 here, and that 8 gives a 1 here, a 5 here, an 8 here. That 1 resolves this 1, 4 pair, 1, 4, and column 9 can be completed. That is a 6. We need 5, 9 here. This 9 gives me a 9 and a 5, and 3, 5, 6, 9, 1, 2, 7. So I need 4, 8. You can't have 4. That's 4. That's 8. 5 gives me a 3, 3, 9. 9 goes here, and this area can be completed. 6 goes here, 1 goes here, 7 goes here. This is a 5, and the Sudoku can be completed now, I think. Indeed. So I've taken around 25 minutes to complete this Sudoku. So what a Sudoku. I mean, really an excellent creation by Jimmy Cluss. Thank you, Jimmy Cluss, for this wonderful creation. I really enjoyed making a video on this Sudoku. I'm sure you guys would also have enjoyed trying this Sudoku. Please do remember to smash the like button and also hit the subscribe button. Thanks for watching. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.